Don't get me wrong, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch is a classic and it's delicious, but today we're gonna level up our lunch game by making 2 brand new recipes, an epic noodle dish and a flavor-packed barbecue wrap. Let's dive into it. Yakisoba is a popular Japanese dish, and the word yakisoba literally translates to fried noodles. So let's take a closer look at what makes it so unique. For starters, it's loaded with veggies. Cabbage, carrots, and onion being most commonly used, but I'm also gonna use some shiitake mushrooms and green onion, but these are optional. The heart of the dish are yakisoba noodles. These are wheat-based. They have a golden hue, not because of eggs, but because of natural minerals that are used to make them. Sometimes you'll find them dry, sometimes you'll find them pre-cooked. Either way, we're just gonna cook this up as the packet suggests. If you can't find yakisoba noodles, ramen and even spaghetti noodles are similarly made, so it's your next best bet. While our noodles are taking their hot bath, we're gonna make a homemade yakisoba sauce, which has this characteristic savory and sweet flavor. Now, traditionally, oyster sauce is used to make it, but to make it plant-based, we're gonna use a mushroom stir-fry sauce instead. I can't open this. Adding this to a bowl, along with some sodium-reduced soy sauce, some ketchup, vegan Worcestershire sauce, and a bit of brown sugar. And that's it. Is it Worcestershire? Like, I grew up with Lord of the Rings, so I feel like Shire makes sense. Worcestershire. But I think it's Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
What?
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Rest assured. Worcestershire. Now for the protein, we're just gonna use some plant-based chicken pieces. Just adding it to a pan with a touch of oil and cooking it until it's golden. And when it is, we can transfer it to a plate and set it aside. Now to the empty pan, we're gonna add a touch more oil, and then we're gonna fry up the noodles. Try to avoid disturbing the noodles too much because you don't want them to fall apart. We just want it to develop a lightly crunchy coating on the outside. Then transfer this to a plate as well. Returning that pan to the heat, we're gonna cook up the shiitake mushrooms for a couple of minutes. Screaming for help. Help! Before we then add in the onion, carrot, and cabbage mixture. When the veggies are cooked to your liking, we're then gonna add back in the fried noodles, the cooked mock chicken, green onions, and then we're gonna pour over the sauce. Stir it through so that the sauce lusciously coats the noodles. And then you can plate it up. For garnishing, yakisoba is typically topped with pickled ginger, and we're also gonna top ours with some furikake seasoning. How incredible does this look? It's a lunch that's as vibrant as it is flavorful, and of course you can enjoy it for dinner too. We've plated ours nicely just for presentation purposes. Of course, if you're packing this for lunch to go, just put it in some containers. It keeps well in the fridge for a few days. All right, next on the menu, we're jazzing things up with some colorful barbecue tofu wraps. We're gonna start off first with cooking some rice according to the package instructions, and this rice is gonna get added into the wraps. I fully recognize that this is carbs on carbs. I personally love carbs on carbs. I love how filling it is, I love the texture, but if you do wanna omit the rice, you definitely can. In that case, I would substitute it for something like avocado instead. While the rice is cooking, we're gonna make an amazing sauce by adding some vegan mayo and chipotle sauce to a bowl. Give it a mix and set it aside. Now for the fun part. We're gonna grab some firm tofu and grate it into big, chunky shreds. Then we can heat up a touch of oil in a large pan and toss in the tofu, crush in 4 cloves of garlic, and sprinkle over half a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder. Then cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes just to help cook off some of the moisture. And then we can add in 1/3 cup of barbecue sauce and cook it for another minute or 2. Now it's time to build these bad boys. We're gonna start with a scoop of rice, pile on that saucy tofu, and then go to town with the spinach and shredded cabbage. I love the crunch and taste of fresh cabbage, so I wouldn't skip on this. Then we're gonna add on some corn and some optional sliced green onion. Whee! If you're taking your wraps to go, just spread this chipotle mayo directly into the wrap, but I'm gonna serve mine on the side. Now we can give the wrap a firm tuck and roll. And if you want to take these wraps to the next level, you can give them a toast in a grill pan, which not only helps to hold the wrap together nicely, but it also gives the outside this lovely golden crunch. And that's all there is to this one. Just be sure to lather on that chipotle mayo generously before biting into it.
It's good.
And there you have it, some brand new recipes to level up your lunch game to impress all of your lunch buddies. The full breakdown to the recipes are in the links in the description box below. And if you're looking for even more lunch inspo, we have an app with over 1,000 plant-based recipes, and new recipes are added every single weekday. You can snatch a 1-week free trial. I'll leave a link for you in the description box below for that as well. And thanks so much for hanging with me today, friends. I really appreciate it. Pickle Limes signing off. We'll see you in the next video. Try not to disturb it too much because you want to avoid it falling apart. Just like me. Does that make sense? And there you go. What am I trying to say? Why is English failing me right now?
It's so dry. I mean, PB&J is good though.
I don't know, I wonder if the spaghetti part is weird, but it's true, a lot of people use spaghetti. Oh no. And this rice is gonna be added into the apps.
Talk about the app again.
Oh my God. I can't help but shamelessly plug our app.